White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London, stand strong, in the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder, to the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes, glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. The pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Hi guys, and welcome to Thfc Till I Die, home of Tottenham past, present and exciting future, of course, under Ange Postecoglou. And this is the transfer show. This is where I give you all the latest news, transfer rumours, deals that might be going through, deals won't be going through, but nothing really confirmed. But we're just giving you all the latest. Now, a lot of people are asking about Bentancur. What's the latest on this? Well, the latest is, I've got it down here. I will put it across the bottom screen. Bentancur will not be permitted back to the club's training HQ until he's been given a medical green light to his return. Bentancur, of course, had that horrific fall last night. Now, thankfully, we think it's nothing worse than a concussion, and Tottenham are just taking precautions to make sure he is okay. So, looks nothing. Well, it is serious, but nothing as serious as what was being reported in some ways on social media last night. So, look, that is the latest, guys, and yeah, just keep you updated. Since we hear anything, I hear anything, we will let you know straight away. But I hope you're all doing well. Hope you enjoyed the post-match show early. Do give that a like. Do give that a like if you can as well. Gets us out on the algorithm. And yeah, this is a transfer show, and this is all the latest news and views. Colin was due to join me tonight, but for technical reasons, he cannot. So hope your technical issues can be sorted out soon, Colin, because we do miss you. And of course, Tequila is back with me on Saturday. So it's me holding down the fort by myself for a little while. I'm just double checking. No news so far. No, anyway, breaking news while we're here. Big up the Chili Music. It says, well, our summer transfer budget's been used on Gulu, on Colo. Newbie, it seems like. He also says, I think PSG will let Kulu leave because he isn't playing or on the bench anymore for them. Yeah, I can see that one going through, actually, personally. But there is a difference between an option or an obligation to buy. And I think if I was Tottenham, look, I was Tottenham, I'd do an option. There's no point doing an obligation if for 6 months he doesn't turn out the way you think he's going to turn out, and then you're stuck with a Dombele situation, who we bought from France for our record signing and end up being a waste of money. So give him an option, let him prove, and may give him the hunger to prove that he will be what he is worth paying the money for. So let's see what Daniel Levy. Big up to Milton as well. Big up Milton as well. It says, really love this intro. If this intro doesn't pump you up, something is wrong with you. I love to see who will be our starting 11 against Tamworth. Well, I think that will be big changes. I think there has to be players rested. Look, it is Tamworth. They are non-league. We shouldn't have a problem in beating them, to be fair. I mean, if we can't beat Tamworth, who can we beat? Seriously, who can we beat? But look, it is. Look, I expect changes. I expect Brandon Austin to start. I expect probably Lancashire to start. I would expect some of the youngsters to start actually, and maybe some of the fringe players that haven't been playing. You may get a run out for probably Mikey Moore. You may see Richarlison. He's back in training, so you may see him get a run out as well. Give Solanke a rest. If we do get this PSG guy, does he make his debut against Tamworth in the FA Cup to give him a run out? Don't forget, we do have the North London Derby on Wednesday as well, guys. So we're all building up to that as well. So we've got a big couple of days ahead of us here at White Hart Lane at Tottenham. A big couple of days and a big month ahead to the transfer window and the rest of the window as well. So this is, and also big up to Colin Tequila as well. Can everyone pay respects to Colin's PC? It's who we are, mate. Big up to Dermo and the boys in the chat. Well, big up to you as well, Tequila. Hope you're doing well. And big up to Just a Harmless Potato as well. Big up. Welcome, sir. Welcome into the show. Right. Well, let's crack on with this. It's a late one for me, but this is the latest we've got. Now, Kulu Mini to Spurs. Tottenham keep on pushing to get this Kulu deal over the line. I don't know if it's Kulu or Colo. I think it might be Colo. Deal over the line with personal terms, not a problem after positive talks taking place this week. It's a simple. Spurs want a line with a 50 million buy option, and PSG want to keep persisting with an obligation to buy. For me, I think Tottenham, look, if they want this player and PSG are not going to budge on the obligation, just take it. Just get this deal over the line. 50 million is a lot of money to spend. But he is a good player. He's a player I think can play in the Ange system and then will improve us in some areas. So look, we just can't keep fabbing about. We can't keep saying, we might do, we might not. We just want this. And this is Daniel Levy's like wet dream, like having the bargain, the big club down to, to his level. Like, well, just fucking get it done. Just get it done. Just say, right, okay, you want an obligation to buy. There's your obligation to buy. If not, there's your 50 million. Straight up. We'll borrow it from, I don't know. We'll borrow it from the tea ladies' budget to buy teas for the next year. There's your 50 million up front. Sorry, Doris, you've lost your budget for the next year, but it's going on a decent player. And I think just get it done. And if Ange wants him, we need him. We need players in. And I think, look, if he's one player, we bought a goalkeeper in early that we were after in the summer. Why not bring him in? Get it done. Just get the fucking thing done. Big up to Tequila. Is this not the reason we got to hate the new stadium, Dermot, so we can do things like this? Is this not the reason we got the new stadium, Dermot, so we can do things like, yeah, exactly. What was the point? What was the point of building a brand new stadium if we can't go out and get players like this? We're supposed to be a big club. You want to act like a big club, act like one. Man United go out and get a player. They go out and get him. No questions asked. We get the money somewhere. We're going to get them. Chelsea, Arsenal, all these teams go out and get big players. If they want them, they go and get them. There's no haggling. There's no trying to save $1 million here or $1 million there or $500,000 here or $500,000 there. There's just no point. So look, for me, get it done. And he's getting the spot on. This is what we built the new stadium for. So let's get this done. Get it done, get it over the line, get it announced before tomorrow, get it announced tomorrow before Tamworth, and I am pretty confident it's going to be done. I think it will be done. I'm just waiting on the okay, here we go from our source, and the okay from Fabrizio Romero, here we go. Which could break any time, could break during this show. We get the here we go. So look, for me, I think it's got to be done, and the killer's right. We built a new stadium. We built it for a reason. We got Chill says, I think Tottenham want performance-based clause to make the buyout clause reduced. I agree. Look, do I agree with that? It's them being picky, isn't it? It's Tottenham being added an extra sort of an extra, how can I put it? An extra way of clause, an extra sort of barrier in the way of getting this deal done. It's always, we want something else. Instead of just take it or leave it. Or just, there's the 50 fucking million. We can spend up to 400 million. We haven't got any problems with PSI. We haven't got any problems with FFP. Just go and pay the fucking money. Get it done. Get him in. If Ange wants them, get the players Ange wants. No pissing around. This is fucking, I hate this pissing around because this deal then will run and run and run to the 3rd of February deadline day. We got him. Yeah, we got him. Yeah, we could have got him 3 weeks ago if you actually got your finger out of your ass and actually did something. But look, it's the Tottenham way, isn't it? But look, if Tottenham, I don't know what you guys think. What do you think? Tequila, Chill, Just a Harmless Potato, Peter. What do you reckon, guys? And Milton as well. What do you reckon? Do you agree with Tottenham? Do you think a performance-based clause to make the buyout clause reduce, or would you just pay the 50 million, or just say, look, we'll take the obligation to buy and pay the 50 million? Sod it. We need the player. What do you think? Or is PSG playing a game where they know Tottenham have got injury crisis and they think Tottenham could be a bit desperate? Do you think PSG could be actually pulling a fast one here? So let me know what you guys think. And, let me know what you think. Big up. Mel says, sorry, Doris. Yeah, sorry, Doris. Your budget for teas for the next year has now gone. Just a harmless pet said, I'm pretty confident we can get the Manu deal done. Don't think he will get a third player in, though. Manu would be a great sign. In my opinion, he would be a great sign. I think we might get a third one in, I think, as well. Big up to Peter. Hi, it's 9:42 a.m. here in Melbourne. Yeah, it is 10:45 here in Ireland. And then Milton says, I get him in now. Levy, empty your pockets. Exactly. Chill music says, I think Tottenham are probably just cautious of the player and of his performance as PSG. I can understand that. And I think Tequila says the same thing here as well. There's nothing wrong with some wriggle room, probably with Levy. If he thinks he's so smart whilst he drags his feet and other teams just get, well, apparently Juventus are now looking to get this deal done. Well, if we want him and Juventus are sniffing around, get the fucking deal done. We have seen it time and time again with leaving transfers. They take so long. Other teams just swoop in. There's your money, guys. We'll give you what you want. Thank you very much. There's your, give us the player. There's what you want. Thank you very much. Done. Finished. You look at Man United, you look at Juventus, you look at other teams to come in, get the business done. We come in, we're like, well, we do want the player. We really do want the player. We really want him. We've agreed personal terms with him. But just don't like the structure of the deal. Can we just change it a little bit? Just, just a tiny bit. Well, what would you like to change it to? And then Daniel Levy comes out with a big list of changes he wants to make to the deal. The selling club look at, well, who's this Muppet? Who's this Muppet coming here? Then Juventus come in, right? We'll give you A, B, and C. Got okay. Thank you. That's the player. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Job done. It's just unbelievable. And he is right. Levy's got to feel he's won. It's cost us. It has cost us so many players. It's just ridiculous. You see big teams just go in, get the job done, get it done, and that's the end of it. Now, these are sort of rumors. There's a few rumors going around. Now, this is one rumor that's been doing the rounds, that Tottenham Hotspur have been named as suitors in the race to sign Manchester United forward Marcus Rashford. For me, this is a hell no. This for me is hell no way. don't want him at my football club. Not a hell's chance do I want him coming. What's he going to give us? Absolutely nothing. He can't even turn up for Manchester United. And I'm sure if Colin was on here, he would be laughing his nuts off. Thinking that we could take Marcus Rashford. Really? No. Not a hell's chance. No chance. Let him go to the MLS. Let him go to Italy. Let him go wherever he wants to go. I do not want him near Tottenham. But it's not what I think, guys. It's what you think. So let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comment section. Do you agree with me? Don't you agree with me? Do you want Marcus Rashford at Spurs? Maybe you do. Maybe you see something I don't. I just don't think he's got the appetite for football. I think he's on big money. I think the appetite, the sort of the eye of the tiger sort people could question and has gone. He's been found out very quickly by the new manager, who says that, I mean, for a manager to come out and say to a player, he doesn't try in training. What does that tell you about his attitude towards football? I just don't want him at Tottenham. I just really don't. And I don't know if it's his ego, as Chili Music says, or as Tequila says, nightlife. A combination of all three. But I just don't like him. I just don't want him at the football club. Really do not want him at the football club whatsoever. But let's see what you guys think. It's down to you. It's not down to me. I think Tequila fell off his chair when I brought him Rashford, and he's just running around the floor laughing his head off, thinking, Jesus, what have we have here? Chili says, I don't think Juventus have enough money for him because the Italian league is so broke. Yeah, the Italian league is broke, but they get deals done. You know, Juventus go in for a player and they get what they want. Do you know? It's again, it's about getting the job done, and we don't do that. We just wait and wait and wait and wait. As Tequila says, Levy feels he's got to get a win against the team he's talking to, and it ain't gonna work. Tequila said demo with the nightlife in London, he would have no chance. Yeah, exactly. Chile says Rashford's wages are way too much. They are, and he has a massive ego. I do agree with that 100%. Tequila says perhaps Chile Music, that's not much money in Italy anymore. Well, there isn't, because the league is just broke. And then Milton goes totally against all of us, actually. This is a different view to it. I'll take Rashford if Manchester pay most of his wages. You never know. He might shine under Big Ange. That's the other thing. He may shine under Ange Postecoglou. He may like the way Ange plays. He may like the way Ange does things. Ange Postecoglou has a way of bringing players around and developing players, and players that are rough diamonds and have had problems. He brings them, he changes them around. He's done it through his career, did it up in Celtic as well. A few players up there that weren't the greatest players in the world. Ange Postecoglou got hold of them and developed them into really good players. So for me, I get it. I get it that you never know what he might do under Ange. You don't know. You're taking a risk, though. So I would take him on a loan with an option, and give him the rest of the season and see how it works out. And just take it from there. I wouldn't buy him, but I'd take him on loan at least. And then if Ange can get something out of him, then great. And then we'll take it from there. We've got Tequila says, he's a lazy player though. We already have Johnson, who doesn't do his defensive work. That's much. Do we need another? We don't. And Johnson doesn't do. And look, I'm Johnson's biggest fan. Don't get me wrong. I am Johnson's biggest fan. I love Johnson. But I think Marcus Rashford's the same as Johnson. Doesn't do his defensive work. And if you've got a manager calling you out saying you're not trying and training and suspending you or telling you to go home or not even having you within the squad for a Premier League game, then Marcus Rashford, for me, is a player that needs a serious kick up the arse. He's in a privileged position. He's in a privileged, job. He gets well paid to do his job. He gets well paid by the club, by one of the biggest clubs in the world to do his job. And he's thrown it down the Swanee because he doesn't care. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I know hopefully Colin comes in the chat and I can get his points on this, but I don't know if that's a fair assessment of Marcus Rashford. I don't know if it is a fair assessment on him, to be fair, because when he was younger, he was a good player. You thought there was a really decent player here. But has he just got too big for his boots? And Man United, does he think he's bigger than he thinks he is? I just, maybe he has lost his way, as Tequila said. Is there room for redemption in him? Probably. Would he get that on the ranch? Probably. But do you want to take that chance? Do you want to change your lad that's, as I said, not even trying in training? So Amaran said at Man United, does he need to change the scenery? Will that spark him into a bit of form? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, he's been linked with every man and his dog. He's been linked with America. He's been linked with Italy. He's been linked with clubs in the Premier League. Some clubs got to have to. Some clubs might take a chance on him. Will Tottenham take a chance on him? I doubt it. I don't know. Maybe Ange would. Maybe Ange might see something in him that we don't. We're not football managers. We're fans. So maybe Ange has seen something that might see something in him, saying, do you know what? I can do something with him. But it would be a loan with an option instead of a loan with an obligation. And Man United would have to cover most of the wages. But at the moment, there's so much problems with Ineos at Man United anyway. I don't think that is going to happen. Yeah, I already knew he wasn't coming on anyway, Tequila. I just hope, I don't know if he was going to come into the chat or not, because I would love to get his thoughts on this. But yeah, next time he's on, I will ask him about what he thinks. The wages has caused so much trouble for him. Yeah, it has. He really has. And I agree with that. He has lost his way. So maybe a move to Tottenham or move to like an Ange Postecoglou type manager might help him. Might do. I remember him fighting for the good fight for the free school. Yeah, it was odd demo since when he was younger. He seemed to have his head straight. Yeah, it's just when you get older, Tequila, and you're on big money, I think you get to the point where you think you're bigger than what you are. And I think that's the problem. I think you're bigger than you are. And maybe he's not the same player. You look at Dele Alli. Dele Alli was a talent and a half, and he just lost his way and he never found it again. Maybe Marcus Rashford's going the same way. Maybe he'll never find it again. But do you know what I mean? Maybe Ange can do something with it. We just don't know. Milton says Rashford would maybe prove all these doubts wrong. Plus, he can't be any worse than Demo. Well, that is true. That is so true. That is so true. Chill Music, Kulu and Rashford would be an upgrade, and Johnson and Sonny as wingers. I feel sorry for Brennan Johnson, and I'm going to be honest here. I really feel sorry for Brennan Johnson because I think Brennan Johnson has got the talent. He has got the talent to become a really good footballer. I just don't think he needs to improve his defensive game, and that comes from within. That can't come from. You can train them all you want. The manager can say, "This is what I want you to do. This is the positions I want you to take up. This is the positions you need to take up." Let me take that off for a minute. This is the positions where I need you to take up. And maybe he just lack of discipline, lack of whatever, lack of something. He just can't do that. And Brennan Johnson, for me, is a player that's got all the talent in the world, but he isn't prepared to push himself. He's not prepared to put in the work. He's not prepared to put in the extra yards to improve himself. You look at Gareth Bale, he improved himself game after season, every season, stayed behind. And he needs to stay behind and work on his defensive work. work on it the way of helping Porro or helping Spence on the wing, doubling up, and when we're attacking, overlapping. And instead of just standing there, ask for the ball, shout for the ball, give me the ball, let me do something with it, let me attack my man. And he doesn't do that. He goes hiding in most games. I saw it with the Forest game. He went hiding. Kula with the ball, Kula looking for options, and where's Johnson? Hiding. And I'm Johnson's fan. I'm one of Johnson's biggest fans. I've stuck up for him. I've rarely have stuck up for him. And what can you do? What you can't bring a horse to the water and expect him to drink it. It won't happen like that. So for me, Brendan Johnson, would Rashford be an upgrade on Johnson? Probably, but you're gonna have the same problem again. Would Rashford do the defensive work? No, because he doesn't do it at Man United. So what the hell do you expect him to do at Tottenham? Because he ain't gonna do it unless you play him as a striker. And I don't think that's his position either. I don't think Rashford knows what his true position is. I don't think anyone knows what his true position is. But look, we have to wait and see. Let's see what you guys think. Then, yeah, Takita says a lazy player though. We already have Johnson. Yeah, we already got that. Johnson needs quality players around him. I don't think it's of. So I just need to change my headphones that just died. I don't think he needs players around him to succeed. I just think he needs to do his work more. He needs to do his defensive work more. He needs to prove to people that he can do his defensive work. That's the problem. That's the problem. He's a lazy player and he needs to get rid of that because that tag will stick with him very, 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 very quickly. Rarely will. Let's go on. Let's move on to the next bit of news. Now, the next bit is another rumor. Is Octavio to Spurs. Tottenham have identified Octavio as a potential target this January, with the Spurs sending scouts out to watch the Brazilian against Sporting. The 22-year-old is mired by Tottenham hierarchy because of his versatility. Now, is this an Ange signing or is this a Levy signing? Question for the chat. Let me know what you guys think. Is this a Levy signing or an Ange signing? Let me know what you guys think. I'm just seeing if there's any breaking news. Not yet. No other news. No news yet. So let me know what you guys think. Is this a Levy or an Ange signing? Firstly, I think it's a Levy signing personally. I don't think it's an Ange signing. Could be a Levy signing, but your guys are up to that. But look, it's a rumor. It's nothing. The kid says, well, I won't claim to know much about that. I don't know much about this dude, but our last South American gem has been a failure so far with us, least out on loan. Yeah. I think this is Levy signing. This is me being, I don't think this is an Ange signing. So I'm going for Levy signing. Chili Music's going for an Ange signing because of his versatility. Interesting. And the kid is going, club signing for me. So 50-50 so far. 50-50. Interesting. Very interesting. Right. Also, rumor Casadiso to Spurs. Tottenham are ready to make a move for sign Real Betis midfielder Johnny Casido this month. This is another rumor. This is the USA international. He is a very good player. I saw a few clips with him when I was putting this show together, putting the PDFs together. He looks very good on the ball. Very comfortable, very sort of confident with the way he plays, the way he passes, the way he crosses, the way he works around the midfield. So I think this would be a great signing. If we can get him in, then that would be probably an upgrade on Basuma, in my opinion. I just think we need an upgrade on Basuma. I think Basuma needs to go in the summer. I don't think he brings you anything. Where you got Bentancur, he's going to be out for a while now, I think. You got Papa Sarr. So you need another midfielder in there. And I think this lad fills the boxes, ticks all the boxes for me to replace Basuma, who for me has been a real disappointment. We all thought we were getting a decent player with Basuma, but it doesn't seem to be working out like that way. A lot of people says he hasn't been the same since he dived at Luton last year. I don't think he's been the same since the balloon incident as well. And you keep him saying, "Oh, I apologize. You can see the best of me now. I'm going to give Tottenham the best." But I don't think you can say sorry too many times. But if you keep saying sorry for the same thing, um, it just doesn't work. You just end up don't believe in it at the end of the day. And I think Bazuma shot his load at Tottenham. Excuse the pun, but I think he has. And I think Johnny Casadei, for me, is a upgrade on him. And like I said, I've seen clips of him and I've watched little clips of him YouTube this evening. He really is a little midfield. He's little. How can I put it? He's a little terror in that midfield for me. And I think for me, that's what we need. We need that type of player, that Bentancur sort of player, a bit like Højbjerg as well. That is dependable. He will do a job for you. He won't let you down. And this is why letting Højbjerg go, I think, was a mistake by Ange. And I think Ange realised it was a mistake because I think Højbjerg gave you a lot more than Basuma ever would. Firstly, because of Basuma's Højbjerg's range of passing as well. I think just Højbjerg was a far better player, and I think we got rid of the wrong defender. The only reason Højbjerg went because he knew he wasn't in first team football. That was the only reason he left. And I'm sorry he left because I think we could have done for them now. I think we could have really done with them now. The next bit of rumours, guys, is rumour that Thfc to Spurs. Now, Chelsea, Manchester United and Tottenham have all been offered the chance to sign Dusan Vlahovic as Juventus prepared to make him available for transfer. I'm being honest now. Get this player done now. Get it in. Mr. Levy, send whoever you want over to Italy. Send, get this guy. Look, this is the killer. Look, in capital letters as well. Get this guy him. If they're being offered, send a Don. Tell whoever Don's consulting, right? Consult him in the way he goes and gets the deal done. Loan, obligation to buy. Job done. Get him in this January. This is what we need up front to help Solanke. This is what we need up front. Can you imagine him and Solanke up front together? Fuck me, what a combination that would be. Fuck me, that would be a Tottenham's wet dream, that would, getting them two together. I know, Dakilo, I've said I've shot his load now, the wet dream. I'm expecting something else in the comment from you at the moment. But yeah, get him in. But this is only a rumour, by the way. But please, for the love of God, if this is true, if you're watching this, Levy, just get him in, man. I don't care. This one for me is a no-brainer. And the other one as well is Skriniar. That's another no-brainer as well. Two players. Vlahovic and Skriniar. No-brainers. No-brainers at all whatsoever. Now, rumours Spurs, this is sort of, I did it wrong, so I do apologise. It meant to say rumour Spurs, if it should be rumour if Spurs decide to sack Ange. So I do apologise. Tottenham has shortlisted Thomas Frank and Andrew Alrola as potential replacements if they decide to move on from Ange Postecoglou. For me, it's always been Thomas Frank. I wanted Thomas Frank at Tottenham before they actually went and got Ange Postecoglou in as manager. So that was always my choice, and I stick to that. I think Thomas Frank is a great manager, doing great things at Brentford as well. Now, the Bournemouth manager, I haven't been that impressed with him, to be fair, and I don't like his sort of style of play, but I prefer Thomas Frank's style of play. So for me, it would have to be Thomas Frank for me. If they were to get rid of Ange, that's who my pick would be. I don't know who you guys think in the chat. Let me know. But for me, it has to be Thomas Frank. But look, the Bournemouth manager he's done very well at Bournemouth. Don't get me wrong. He's done extremely well at Bournemouth. But I just like Thomas Frank. I've always have done. As I said, before Ange even got the job, I wanted Frank in because I like the way Brentford play. I like the way he manages his side. He's a bit animated on the touchline. He encourages plays. It gives you a little bit of, I don't know, it spurs you a little bit when you're in tough times. So for me, yeah, get him in. Get Frank in if we are to get rid of Ange, but let me know. Let me know. What we've got here. Let's see now. Then this is the last bit of news, and this is another one I think Tottenham should actually get done as well and get ahead of United and Arsenal. Tottenham are considering a move for Douglas Luiz, the midfielder, also admirers from Manchester United and Arsenal, unlikely to happen anytime soon. Well, I think you need to put your feelers in. If it's not going to happen in January, put your feelers in for the summer. Or say to Juventus, look, we'll take Luiz and Vlahovic off you, both with loans with obligations to buy. Easy to get done, easy to sort out. Or we'll get Vlahovic with an obligation and we'll get Luiz with an option to buy. Easy job done. That's it. Get it done. And then get the lad from PSG in. I think you then 4 players in, or 5 if you include Skriniar, who I think is going, as Chill Music, is going to Galatasaray, I think. Yeah. I just... Yeah, he does walk into our midfield. He does straight away. I don't know if I got the wrong player. Probably have. Calling to Boris. That's Bremer in the image. Just saying. At first, I was like, "God damn, how much of a tan did Lewis get?" Yeah, it is late. Boris, sorry, I've been working hard all day. So sorry. I do apologize, everyone. I got the wrong player in. Very sorry. Yeah. Yeah, he has been doing great at Brentford. He really has. He really has been doing great at Brentford. None of the big teams none of the big teams seem to make a move for Frank, though. I wonder why. I don't think it's a wonder why none of the teams have made a move for him, Tequila. I think it's because he's never had the opportunity. And I think if he did have the opportunity, he would be um I do feel he would do a good job at Tottenham. I like him as a manager personally. I prefer his style to the Bournemouth manager. That's just my opinion. As I said, I wanted him in before Ange. And once I knew Ange was coming, then I was doubly happy because I knew what Ange did up at Celtic. But out of the 3 of them, Tequila, I want you to know, because I know you're a bit more Ange out than me, and you probably would like a new manager. Would Thomas Frank or the Bournemouth manager be managers that you would be happy with? Or is there another manager out there that you would think could do a better job? I would love to know. And also put it in the comments as well, guys. And put it into the comments after the stream as well when you watch this back. Let me know if Ange did go, apart from Frank and the Bournemouth manager who've been put on the shortlist, who other managers would you put in that shortlist? And your reasons why? I would love to know. We've got Luiz walks into, yeah, he does walk into our midfield. No problem, Tequila. Absolutely no problem. I think he does. I think he really does. And for me, I think it's a no-brainer. As I said, you do him in an option, you do Vlahovic on an obligation to buy, and you get Skriniar in, who's probably, as Chill Music said, he's on his way to Galatasaray. But you get the PSG player in, you get Vlahovic in, you get Douglas Luiz in, you got the new goalkeeper in as well, who's done fantastic. That's 4 players in January for Tottenham, which is unheard of. And then you're looking at the summer. Who do we get for the summer then? With a few sales as well, build up the transfer budget, and then go at it in the summer. Get the jobs done early. Get the players in early, get them in before pre-season, get Ange with them with a full pre-season about them, and start the season on the front foot next season. Because next season is a big season for a lot of players because the World Cup's at the end of it. So let's see where we go. But January isn't over yet. We're on day 9 of the transfer window. We've already got 1 player in. We're linked with another one. who could be coming in very soon. If somebody said to me, um, you're going to get 2 players within the first 9 days of the January transfer window, I would bite the hand off of that. We could end up getting 4 players in by the end of the transfer window. And that would be a defender, a midfielder, and an attacker, 2 attackers possibly. And for me, that would be perfect for me. And that would give Ange the ammunition to kick on, get ready, and give the second half of the season a real go and see where we do end off. The key says, "Oh, you got the image wrong. Never mind." Well, look, it's just I'm tired as well, so I do apologize about that. Sorry about that. Honestly, I feel sorry for Deitch since he was overachieving. I don't feel sorry for him, to be fair. Look, I can understand you can feel sorry for him. I get it. Um, I just think if you're not improving season on season on season, you are likely to get the sack. It's like in any job. If you don't perform, if you do a season review and you haven't improved from your previous season, then you're still in and around the same area, then you are likely to get the sack. I mean, Everton are only 1 point off the bottom three, and that's where they've always been. So I think the new owners now want to start with a clean slate and bring in a manager that's going to get them up that league. Um, and I just think, look, for me, he's there. He saved them twice from relegation. Maybe the new owners just want their own man in. It's the same with anything, really. Um, he's probably been on the list of like 20 candidates for each team, but he's never in the final 5 for most clubs. No, but I do like him. I like how Brentford play, by the way. Really do. Keely said, I don't really see a standout Fulham manager. That's another shout, actually. They're all doing well at similar clubs. Yeah, exactly. Give Ange to the end of the season. Unless we really fall into a relegation fight, then drastic action would need to be taken. Question is, with all the managers being able to adapt to how a big club at Tottenham, not saying they can't, it's just the expectations are very different. I think the expectations at some clubs are all the same when you go into a top 6 or 7 club. The likes of Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham. Tottenham's expectation under Daniel Levy is top 4, and if you get a cup, then so be it. But top 4 is the holy grail. And I think that's the problem. I think there's your problem straight away. It's not that expectations is high. Expectations for any manager going into any club is either you avoid relegation or you finish mid-table or you finish top 4. That's it. If you win a cup, brilliant. I think anyone coming into Tottenham, their first expectations is to win silverware. Forget where you finished in the league. If you finish in Europe, that's the minimum. I think finish top 7 is the minimum. Your main thing is to win a trophy. That's your main shout, and that's where it should be. And any managers that I've known over the years, that has been their main shout is to win trophies. That's what they're judged on at the end of the day. They're also judged on how you play. They're also judged on results at the end of the day too. But if you are, say, 7th in the league and you can qualify for the Conference League, but you end up winning the League Cup and, say, in an FA Cup, for me, that's better than finishing 4th. Also, a lot of managers that come into Tottenham are always managed with one hand tied behind their back because they're not properly backed. We could go back all the way back to Glenn Hoddle when Levy took over. We can go all the way back further than that. If managers are not backed, managers don't succeed. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as anything. It's just the managers have to be back with the players they want to fulfill their philosophy, to fulfill the way they see the team playing, to fulfill how they want the club to be. And if the owner is not willing to go along with that, or not willing to change that, or not willing to provide the funds or the infrastructure for the manager to fulfill his ambition or his philosophy or his the way he sees the club being built or the club in his image, then you're going to go nowhere. It doesn't matter if you finish fourth. I mean, Levy's idea was just finish fourth, and that's all I want. Well, it's different for us fans because we want trophies. We would sacrifice Champions League if we were to win an FA Cup. I haven't, we last won an FA Cup in 1991. And we won it 8 times more than any other team in the FA Cup's history. And if somebody, I know it's said on another show, but if somebody said to me, a young Dermatron back then in 91, you'd be 48, which I am in February, and you'll want to see Tottenham win another FA Cup between now, I would say you're having a laugh. If somebody said to me, you won't see Tottenham win another, in 2008, somebody says, well, Tottenham won't win another trophy again in 20 odd years, I would say you're having a laugh. But it's not having a laugh because we haven't won a trophy, because the whole expectation and the whole drive and the whole way that the club's philosophy is, it's top 4. You forget everything else. You qualify top 4. That's your aim for the season. If you have to finish 6th or 7th, as long as you get into Europe, that's the maximum. That's the minimum. But top 4 is your maximum. That's your job. Don't worry about the cups. They mean nothing. Well, they mean something to us. And that's the point. Other clubs, they're ambitious because they want to. Fulham, Brentford, Bournemouth, they're all looking, we want to win a trophy this season by hook or by crook. Firstly, some of these clubs is to stay in the Premier League. Secondly, let's go for it. And we at Tottenham, we just get top 4. That's it. That would do. This thing at the bottom here, to dare is to do, should be renamed in Daniel Levy. To dare is not to do, because we're not like that. It's just a secure mid-tier, but consistently, well, some managers do, but I think other clubs have more ambitious than we do. Boris, perhaps it's just been quite a while now. Maybe we just don't want to move. Maybe. Things is that you can't improve season on season on this on Dyche. With that Everton side, it's not anywhere near as good as people think. No, they're not as good, but it's who you buy in as well. And we all know they had bad owners. We all know that. But you still got to buy wisely as well. I think Danny Boy asks way too much for backing he generally provides. Is that's way too much for the backing he generally? Yeah, it is. You're true one. Workman and his tools and all that. He expects everyone to be a wonder man like Poch. Well, Poch was just damn lucky, to be fair. And I will admit that. I'll say that here. And I'll probably get criticised for saying it. He was damn lucky. And Levy was damn lucky. They just fell into each other's lap and they were damn lucky. Simple to say it. Boris talking to Tequila. He knows he probably have the majority say on everything at Brentford. He won't have that if he moves elsewhere. No, probably not. And he said, yeah, especially in the top 6 sides, the board and directors will have the final say no matter how good a manager is. Only one what has to say in the top 6 City, just due to how much he has won and he's earned. Yeah, that's so true. But listen, guys, that is the end of the show. That's the end of the transfer show. I'm having tomorrow off. I'm gearing up, ready for the weekends for the weekends. Build up shows. Debate shows, build up. We've got all the shows on Sunday, of course, after the FA Cup as well. Then we all start building up for the North London Derby. So I'm going to have tomorrow off, just get some work done in the background and just chill out a little bit and get ready for the weekend's build up for the FA Cup. Listen, thank you all for watching the last couple of days. It's been absolutely amazing. And again, thank you to all the team at THFC Till I Die. Couldn't do this channel without you guys. Really couldn't. Thank you so much. And thank you to members. Thank you to subscribers as well. You deserve a massive thank you as well, because we couldn't do this without you guys. You give us the infamous. You give us the sort of the keep going. You keep us going. It's a hard season. It's a long season. But listen, take care. See you on Saturday night, where I think we still have Mr. Box Office coming on. I need to double check tomorrow. But yeah, that is it. Thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Whatever you do, come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange we trust. We never stop. Back to team, not the owners.